So I'm going to show you every step of this. I'm going to go through them all. My face is never going to be as clean as it is today. Step one is cleansing, and the job of a cleanser is to remove everything we don't want on the skin, from the dead skin cells from overnight, excessive oil, any dirt that the skin's picked up. It wants to remove it without upsetting the skin's natural balance. Soap, of course, we don't want soap, but the beauty bar, if you enjoy that washed face feeling, the beauty bars are great. I have to admit, I love to get in the shower and wash my face. I'm wetting the bar first of all, and then once I've got a lovely rich lather, you're gently massaging it into your face. The idea is you're trying to dislodge dead skin cells. Don't go too near the eyes with your beauty bars. But can you see, I'm working it in, because those dead skin cells that have come off overnight, as you've made new skin cells and the old ones have come to the surface, a lot of them brush off and they go into your bedding, and you find them in your bed and on your pillow. But of course, some of them just need a little bit of work. They're only very fine. When removing the beauty bar, they say use warm water. I always recommend using cold water. The reason being, cold water is great for your skin. Think about the ice bath that people have. And then when you're drying your skin down, what you don't want to do is rub. You're literally patting your skin. Don't rub your skin. Even if you think you've got dead skin cells on there, we use other products to remove dead skin cells. What you're doing is patting your skin dry, because the roughness of a towel that you're using will cause damage to your skin. And the damage is seen as fine lines and wrinkles. So there's your beauty bar. Put a selection there based on skin type, budget, and what you're trying to fix. Facial washes are a step up from the beauty bar. The reason being that they're better at removing impurities in the skin. They're better at actually dissolving the oil and the grease and the grime. So I like a facial wash because it's that same process. I just have this thing I love to wash my face. The way you use a facial wash, just slightly wet your hands. Okay, and all we're doing is applying a little tiny bit. You do not need a lot. This facial wash goes a long way. And we're almost doing exactly the same thing. But can you see, you're not sort of putting it on and going like that. That's what people do, isn't it? They get in the bath, they get in the shower and they do that and then rub it off. You're actually rubbing it in. The process of doing it is just as important as the product you're using. Eyebrows. Someone said to me recently, I can't believe you're brushing your eyebrows when they're tattooed. Yes, they are tattooed, but they're filled in. I've not got no hair. I've just got finer hair. So yeah, always brush the eyebrows. But yes, I've got eyebrows. And then exactly the same thing again, cold water. The colder the better. Cold water and pat your skin dry. Again, you see people and they do that on the skin. It's bad for your hair as well. Don't ever rub your hair in a towel or squeeze it. Separate video, but don't do it. So that's the first two types of skin cleanser. We've got 3 to show you. The next one is the cream cleanser, cream or lotion. These are thicker, okay? These are thicker in consistency, so they're more moisturising. I would say that if you've got a more mature, drier or dehydrated skin, you are better going for the cream cleanser. The cream cleanser goes on a dry skin with dry hands, but it's removed with like a muslin type cloth. So I'm just going to wet the cloth first of all, so that's ready. The products don't need to be overly expensive. What they need is to be used. You're better using a lower cost, budget friendly product than nothing at all. Wring it out. So that's my muslin cloth already. Dry my hands again because you want dry hands and dry skin. So all you need is a couple of pumps of the product. I'm just going to disperse it around the face. Now this just feels like a rich cream, to be honest. It doesn't lather, doesn't foam, and what it doesn't give you is that washed face feeling, but it's far more moisturising. The process of massaging it is dislodging the oil, the dead skin cells. Then when you feel you've really got that worked on the skin, it's not a moisturiser, it doesn't like absorb into the skin, it's not the same as that, it lies on top of the skin. You're taking your cloth, and again you're almost patting on the skin to remove it. What you don't do is rub it. That's a really bad thing to do, because the more you rub it, the more you're prematurely aging your skin. Okay, turn it over, use the other side. I mean, there's no makeup, dirt on there. I've just cleansed it twice, haven't I? It'd be bad if there was. You know, that is spotlessly clean. But of course, it's morning. I'm doing this as a morning routine. Now, if you've got a cream cleanser and you don't have the muslin cloth, what you can do is take some cotton wool pads. You just soak them under the tap. You squeeze out the excess water. And then what you do is you just prise them apart. Literally just prise them apart. And then you can take these now damp cotton wool pads and you can remove your cream cleanser like that. But again, remember, you're not rubbing the eyes. The more you rub the eyes, you know, this sort of movement, the more you're creating and encouraging fine lines, the crow's feet. So we never do that. Again, that feeling like that, never. So when you're wiping over your eyes, follow the direction of your lashes when you're going down, but very, very gently. That little corner where you've had the sleep, as we used to call it, round the eyes, and you're really gently, particularly underneath the eye, you're just dabbing. Step 1, cleansing. Blot dry. All done. Now we've got step 2. For the choice of cleansers, have a look in the description box and I've given you a selection there. The next step is using a toner. Now, toners have changed considerably from when we were younger, but the role of a toner now is far more to help prepare the skin for serums. I think Garnier have done a great job with micellar water because they have made it accessible, but it's not equal. They come in different types. What I want to do is break down the different colour lids basically and what they do and find the right one that's for you. The Garnier Micellar cleansing water, the original with the pink lid, that's best for sensitive skin. Reason being, it's very gentle, it's fragrance free, there's no alcohol, and I think it's also a great one for like a quick wipe in the morning if you just want to freshen up your skin. Next we have the micellar water with hyaluronic acid and aloe. This is the one with the green lid. I love this one for dry and dehydrated skin. It's fantastic for the mature skin. So if you're going to choose one and you don't know, go for the green one if it's mature skin. Last, we have the micellar water with vitamin C. This is great for dull and uneven skin tone. So this is for women if you just want to brighten your skin. Applying it, now I just wanted to show you this. This is going back to my beauty salon days as a beauty therapist. What we used to do was remember I showed with the cleanser? And we used to wet the cotton wool and then space it out. Well, we used to have like a little plastic container and I will create loads of these, pile them up, pop the lid on. And so I've always got an abundance of these. I don't have to keep on doing it. It keeps them wet. And what you can also do is if you've got like a toner spray, like a rose water spray, you can just spray them as well. And it puts that on there. The reason I'm showing you that is because if I do apply a toner on top, I always use that on a wet piece of cotton wool. The reason being, that's already full of moisture, of liquid, so you're not wasting your product, because if you use the product straight on dry cotton wool, first of all you've got to wet the cotton wool and then have enough to absorb onto the skin, if that makes sense. So you need a fraction of the product. Tiny little drop on there. I don't go too close to the eyes with the toning product, and also behind the ears. And then if you can, always brush upwards, okay? Next, moving on to serums. Now, serums are fantastic little powerhouses. If you don't use them, I strongly recommend you start. The reason being is that moisturisers and lotions are thicker and they tend to go on the surface of the skin and lock things in beneath, whereas serums are made with much smaller, much finer molecules, so they can penetrate deeper into the skin. Therefore, they do some work. They have a job to do. So which serum is right for you? Well, the first probably on your shopping list should always be hyaluronic acid. The reason why hyaluronic acid is such a great product, particularly with dry and dehydrated skin, is that it draws moisture deep into the skin to plump and hydrate. It's lightweight and it lays under almost everything. So your other products that we're going to be using, these go on top. If you've got dull or uneven skin tone, that's when you go for your vitamin C serum. It brightens the skin like nothing else, but take it easy if you're new to it and let your skin sort of adjust. So use it alternate days because it can be slightly irritant at the start. If it's firmer skin you're after, that's when we go for the peptides. Peptides are fantastic for firming skin. The reason being that they support skin firmness, elasticity and bounce. And the copper peptides in the ordinary one, they add repair and extra skin strengthening. So that's 3 different serums. How do you use them? Well, serums all come with layering and you use the lightest consistency first. So you would start off with your hyaluronic acid. The thing with hyaluronic acid is it absorbs, I mean, it just goes into your skin. So you can actually overuse the product or waste your product, I would say. So a little bit of a trick for you is, this is just water. Mist your face first with water, so it's slightly damp. 4 or 5 drops on there, and all I'm doing is I'm patting it into the skin. And because my skin's slightly moist, it doesn't sort of just stick and then you can't move it around. The reason I'm patting it is because when you try and rub it in, it almost just goes, disappears straight away. You use so much product. And what I want to do is just push it into the skin. On top of that, we can now start layering. What we can do is use our vitamin C, and we can use our peptides. I'm just going to go straight for the peptides. So I've already got my product on there. I'm taking my peptide, and the same process again. I'm pushing it into the skin. The thing also with a serum is you need to stick with it for at least 4 to 6 weeks before judging results. Find a product and use that product for 4 to 6 weeks. Don't sort of one day do one thing, another day use a different serum, then another serum. You've got to keep the same serum for a period of time to get the results. And now my skin doesn't feel at all tight. It just feels firm, but it feels really fresh and clean. What's really important to know about serums is they penetrate deep into the skin. They put so much goodness into the skin, but they oxidize with the atmosphere. In other words, they evaporate and you lose them if we don't seal them. The way to seal them is to apply moisturizer. The first step we do is our eye cream. So that's our next step. We know that the skin around the eyes is more delicate, so eye cream is formulated specifically for this skin. We've got fewer oil glands, we've got more signs of aging from squinting and blinking, you know, and also it's the first area to show aging, isn't it? Crow's feet, puffiness, dark bags under the eyes. So eye cream is an essential part of our routine, and we apply eye cream before our moisturiser because it's a finer consistency and we don't want the heavy moisturiser on our fingers and then we're going over our eyes. We don't need a lot when you're applying your eye cream. Literally just got a little bit on my third finger. You'll see always around the eyes you use your ring finger. Dividing it between the 2 fingers, okay? So we've got little blobs on either finger. I'm starting from the outer corners and I'm dotting round my eyes. I'm going to lightly pat, don't be rubbing too hard. Of course, this routine I'm doing now, my morning routine, the video is going to be, I don't know how many minutes. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. To actually do this routine yourself in the morning is less than 5 minutes. One thing, I've cleansed my skin 3 times, but I'm also explaining. The actual doing it, I can get this done in less than 5 minutes, 3 minutes. I've given a selection of eye creams, again, to fit individual needs and budget, so the link again is in the description box. Day creams, so they don't just feel nice, they've got a specific job to do. They need to first of all absorb quickly and easily so they don't interfere with any makeup that's going on top. They need to perform this protective layer against ultraviolet rays and pollutions in the atmosphere. They need to seal in the serums underneath. So how do we apply a day cream? You think you need to be taught how to apply a day cream? Well, let's find out. I've got the Ellen Mist Pro Collagen. I love this product. Again, it's in the list, but I do love this product. You don't need a lot. Now, the advantage is if you're applying it on top of serum, your skin should feel still a little bit tacky. You've just applied your eye cream, a little bit tacky. That's great. You're not waiting for it all to absorb before you apply your moisturiser. You wait for your moisturiser to absorb before you apply your makeup, but you don't wait for your serums to absorb before you apply your moisturiser. We don't need much, okay? Now, I'm just going to massage it between my fingers a little tiny bit first. That warms it. And if you warm it, you find it absorbs so much better into the skin. I'm very gently laying it on top of my skin. Don't forget that delicate area around your mouth, all those lines, okay, and pull outwards. Pull out around the mouth. Don't push in, you're increasing the fine lines. Pull out, stretch that mouth. And then around the neck area, we're going upwards. Don't pull down the neck, because what you're doing again is you're creating that crepey neck. So your neck, you're always going up. The skin just feels really hydrated. So day cream is done, but we know, don't we? All that you've done there is, you know, really important for keeping your skin looking young. But you'll undo it all if you go out without an SPF. When looking for an SPF lotion, some of them can leave a slight white film on the skin. They can be quite heavy. This one by L'Oreal I love, SPF 50. It's also brown spot remover. Reality, don't think it's reduced any brown spots, but I do like the consistency of it. So, tiny amount, okay, tiny amount, warm it between your fingers. It slides on much better. Just warm it. And then we're just going to go over into your eyebrows. And just make sure you take it as far towards your ears and your hairline as you can. And then don't forget your neck. Another thing about SPF, the area we all forget, backs of your hands. So I always finally just apply it across the backs of my hands. Why? Because your hands are out in the sun more than anything, aren't they? What matters more than anything else is you use something. With SPF, if there's anything you're going to use your SPF. I don't need to tell you that, you know that by now. There's just one other product I want to show you. This is a Naked Sundays Hydrating Glow Mist SPF 50. It's not your main sunscreen, but it's brilliant for topping up sun protection throughout the day. It's the sort of thing that's great to have in your bag, and it's a very fine spray. I take this wherever I go. The benefit being, this just gives a really fine mist over the face. The advantage of this Naked Sundays product is it goes over makeup. You just spray this on top of your makeup. It doesn't alter your makeup and it just gives a really soft glow. But what it does, SPF 50, it keeps you topped up throughout the day. That I would highly recommend. I have tried a couple of other brands and make, but I love this one. It's really soft and it smells lovely. And I just think it gives the skin a really fresh glow. And there we have. I'm now ready to either go out without makeup or to apply makeup. If I'm applying makeup, I would have put that on top of my makeup, not underneath it. But your skincare routine doesn't stop there, because your evening routine is just as important, especially when you're talking about things like retinoids and skin recovery and giving your face a proper reset overnight. So if you're serious about looking after your skin and slowing down the signs of aging, don't skip my evening routine video, which is here, and you can watch that. Check out the products. Any questions you have, let me know. And until next time, thank you for watching. Bye bye.